Goodness. Hello. Hey. Oh, you're from Louisville, Kentucky. Okay, do you know my friend or my cousin Avis from Louisville? Hmm. I don't know. Can you hear me? Hmm. Oh, Ava. Oh, how you doing? It's good to see you. Oh, thank you for coming. Okay, cool. I'm so glad you could join me for my party. And we're going to get started in just a second. I had some music playing. I'm just waiting on people to come on in. Yes. I wish I could come to Louisville. They're having a book festival there this weekend. And I had been planning on coming before everything with COVID started up. Okay, hey. And I'm happy that I'm here to celebrate my newest book, Sophie Washington Class Retreat. And I'm just going to wait a little bit and get some more people coming in. Howdy, you're from Houston. I don't really say howdy, but I guess some people here from here in Texas say howdy. Oh, you're from Seattle. Hi, Kira. Nice to see you. There's something on my phone saying bring you to camera, but I don't know how to do that, so I won't do that. Let me turn this down. Okay. Oh, you're reading the new book. Okay, so you've got it already. That's cool. Have you read any of the others in the series? Okay, let me turn this on. Turn that off. Okay. Well, thank you guys for coming in. My name is Tonya Duncan Ellis, and I'm the author of the Sophie Washington series. And I'm thrilled that you've come to join me for the launch party of my Sophie Washington's newest book, Class Retreat. Oh, and thank you for saying keep writing more books. I love writing them, and as long as you guys enjoy reading them, I'm going to continue to do that. But for the time that we're here today for the party, I'm going to talk about the newest book, Class Retreat, and then we're going to play some fun games and have some giveaways for you to win some prizes. So as long as you're here, keep the comments coming, because every time you comment, I will be entering your name in for a drawing for winning of some of these prizes. Okay, and Kira, the person, Rise, is that right? Did I pronounce your name right? Rise, you're 9 years old. I love your name. That's beautiful. Oh, and you wrote a book too. What's your book about? Okay, yeah, awesome. There's kind of a delay when I'm reading your comments, but I'm so happy to be able to visit with you and spend a little time. But like I was saying, we're going to be playing games in the time that we're here, and you can win some Sophie Washington swag and some other cool prizes. So keep those comments coming. Now, the book, Class Retreat, is my 11th in the series. I can't believe I've had so many come through, but I've just enjoyed sharing Sophie with you. She is, as you all who are familiar with the series know, an 11-year-old girl from the suburbs of Houston, and she and her diverse group of friends do fun things like hanging out together and seeing some of the sights of Texas, like the Texas Bluebonnets. They go on a field trip to Austin. They go to some other areas that show the flavor of Texas. And they also deal with common tween issues like fitting in with friends, squabbling with their brothers and sisters, and things like that. So I see there's Amari in from Louisville too. And you all know I'm from Louisville. That's where I was born and raised. Okay, so it's Reese. Oh, it's about the Greek gods. I pronounce your name Rice, but it's Reese. Nice. So I was born and raised in Louisville, and as I was telling some other people earlier, Amari, I was actually planning last year to be in Louisville for the Louisville Book Festival. This is the first year they're having it. Now it has to be virtually. So I hope that I'll be able to go there next year, and maybe I can meet you in person. But this book, Class Retreat, has Sophie and her friends going on a retreat to Camp Glowing Springs. So they're taking a cool camping trip. And they're doing things like eating s'mores, sitting around the campfire, swimming, and having all kinds of fun. But Sophie has a little bit of misgiving on the way to the trip because her little brother Cole sees a show called Finding Bigfoot. And he starts warning her that she may see Bigfoot when she goes on the trip. So she's a little scared. And when she gets there, the fears are justified because she sees a huge footprint in the ground and she sees a tall, hairy man who looks a lot like Bigfoot. Okay, and it says, Ava said she'd like to meet you. Ava, I would love to meet you too. And I think you know some of my relatives in Louisville, so I would love to get to meet you on a visit home if I can get home anytime soon. So what I was going to do also is to read from the first chapter of Class Retreat, and then we're going to go on to do some of the games and prizes. Okay, so let's get here. So chapter 1, Bigfoot. A twig snaps and the dark shadow rises. I run like a rabbit through leafy trees. My hair is drenched. I can smell the sweat in my armpits. Down, down, down the trail I race for dear life. As the footprints get closer, I turn. A tall, hairy man grabs my arm, and I scream. Heart racing, I jerk up and pull my comforter to my chest. I see my goldfish bowl on my dresser and breathe a sigh of relief. It's the third night in a row I've had nightmares about Bigfoot. I hope they stop soon because this is getting old. The dream started after I watched a show called Finding Bigfoot with my parents and little brother Cole. I want to forget about the hairy ape man, also known as Sasquatch, but Cole's been talking about it every chance he gets. This morning, unfortunately, is no different. What do you call a Sasquatch who loves working with clay? Cole reads a joke from his library book. A Harry Potter. What do you get when Bigfoot walks in your garden? Squash. It's too early for this. I put my hands over my ears. I should have packed my earplugs in my bag with my swimsuit. My father laughs as he pulls into our school entrance. With the orange and pinkish clouds of the sun coming up from behind the clouds, the two-story gray building stands. About 20 or 30 other cars are sliding into parking places, and I strain my eyes to find my friends. Did you know that Bigfoot's feet are 24 inches long, Cole asks? I wonder what size shoe he wears. Pretty big ones since I'm a size 12 and my feet are 11 inches, says Dad. Bigfoot lives in the woods and is nocturnal. That means he comes out at night, Cole continues. You'd better be careful on your trip, Sophie. I'm sure the chaperones will keep your sister safe. Mom glances through the rearview mirror, crinkles of laughter around her eyes. My 6th grade class is going on a retreat, a once-a-year tradition at Xavier Academy. 2 whole days of eating s'mores, swimming, and hanging with my friends, without my 8-year-old brother and his Bigfoot talk. The retreat is at Camp Glowing Spring, which has a lake, pool cabins, and a hiking trail. I'll get to stay up late, eat burgers and pizza, and spend hours with my besties. I can't wait. If you see a tall, hairy man moving through the trees, run, warns Cole. Bigfoot isn't known to attack humans, but you can't be too careful. I'd never be in the woods by myself. I shift my body under my seatbelt so I can face Cole directly. And since there is no such thing as Bigfoot, I don't have to worry about seeing it. I wish you could bring your cell phone so you could take a picture if Bigfoot comes out, Cole ignores my argument. Then we could prove all the naysayers wrong. I'm one of them, silly. I don't believe in ghosts or Bigfoot. It's all in fun, Sophie. Mom reaches over the seat for my hand, and I look out the window, pretending I don't see her. We all know good and well that Bigfoot doesn't exist. I'm not acting like it does to make Cole happy. Mom and Dad take his side on everything. He's always spoiling my fun. Last weekend, I missed a sleepover with my friends because they had to work and wanted me to play with him. Cole's always tagging along when I go somewhere. He's just trying to scare me with all this Bigfoot nonsense, and I'm not having it. Thankfully, Cole gets quiet as he runs his fingers across the page to read about more monsters. The biscuit I ate this morning feels like lead in my stomach as we circle around the lot one last time. Other people get out and stand by their cars, and I wring my hands. I wish Dad would find a parking spot already. When a gray car pulls in, I pop up like a piece of toast. There's Chloe! I tap my fingernail on the glass. My BFF slides out of her parents' car, lugging a large, brightly colored duffel bag, pillow, and blanket. Spotting our other friend, Valentina, she shrieks, and they skip to each other and hug. Calm down, Sophie, says my father as I bounce my seat. You'll be on your way soon enough. I wish you were this excited to go to school every day, Mom says with a laugh. I wish the entire family hadn't come to drop me off. My parents treat me like such a baby sometimes. Hey, Sophie, is that what you're riding in? Cole tugs on my t-shirt sleeve and points out a muddy school bus pulling in. It doesn't look so good. The paint is faded and peeling in some areas, and the windshield is so dusty it's a wonder the driver can see out of it. Where on earth did the school get that thing from? Asks Mom as the bus screeches to a stop. I don't know. Dad stops in front of an empty parking spot and then turns back to me. But if this is your transportation, you might be staying home. Stay home and miss class retreat? That would be scarier than seeing Sasquatch. Please let the bus work okay. Okay, so that is the first chapter of Sophie Washington Class Retreat, the newest book in the series. And I hope you'll check it out if you have not already pre-ordered the copy or bought one during its first week of release. And we have a little bit of time for me to see who's here and talk to all of y'all before I pop off and we start with some games. So I see I have Riley, 11-year-old Riley. Thank you for coming. Thank all of you for coming. It's so fun for me to see you. Usually when I'm in Houston and I have a book release party, I go to some little bookshops here in Houston. So I get to see the kids who read my books there. But the bad part about the virtual is that I'm here on camera and can't really be with you. But the good part is that I get to see people from different places. So I'm so happy to see you. And for those who've just popped in, I told the other ones, every time that I get a comment from you, thumbs up or pictures or anything that you post there, you're going to be entered in for the drawing for some of our giveaways, which we'll be having during the next 2 hours. So keep those comments coming. So I had a few who are from Louisville, which is where I was born and raised, if any of y'all don't know. What other places we have? I saw somebody from Houston. We got anybody else? Amari is 11, I see. Anybody? What other places are we from? I don't know. I don't see anything. And it's kind of a lag when I get the comments from you. I see Evelina watching. And some other places. I see somebody from Nashville. I visited Washington. Is that Washington State or D.C.? Kira's from Washington. Okay. And how many of you guys have read Sophie Washington the Snitch? Have any of y'all read that? Okay, Washington State. Cool. I've been there before. One time I've been to Seattle. And it was sunny on the day that I went there. So that was pretty nice. I don't know I think it's normally raining. So that was nice there. Yeah, but it's good to see you guys here for the party. Okay. We got the book read. So, okay, yes. And then, so some of the games that we're going to play, I'm going to be testing your Sophie Washington trivia knowledge. And also, I have a game about monsters. So that's going to be something to see how many you know about different monsters. So we see Summer, who's 6 years old. Andra is 11 years old from Houston. And there's something that's saying I could bring you on camera, but I don't know how to get that on. That's nice. I'm so happy to see you guys here at the party. And for those of you, some kids have signed up for my Sophie's Club, which is an email list I have. And on that, I have information about my books, giveaways, and I have Sophie Washington ambassadors. And those are kids who have signed on to be ambassadors and to represent the Sophie Washington brand. So if you're interested in that, you can sign up to join Sophie's Club. on my website at tonyaduncanellis.com. And I'd love to have you join in for that. But I'm really glad to just have that time to come in and see you guys and see some of the fans from different areas around the country. Let me check my time here. Okay. So we still have a little more time. The next game that I have, it comes up on my Facebook page at 2:30. So I have a little extra time to talk. I didn't know that the time would go, or that we'd have a little more time. So there's Summer and Andra. I've mentioned you. Kira said she loves the Code 1 book. Yeah, I like that. I had a lot of fun writing that because Code 1 talks about the girls going against the boys in a computer coding competition at the school. And somehow I was fascinated with computer coding, even though I am not savvy with coding at all. And I do some coding and things on my website and scream and tear my hair out when I'm doing that. But somehow I really love it. And my kids, I have 3 kids, they love video gaming, my sons. And so I said, well, you spend so much time trying to play games and things like that. So I wanted them to learn coding. And one of them has taken some coding classes, but that's what inspired me to write that book. And what are some of your other favorite Sophie Washington books or books that you like from the series? Anybody say? Because to write one of my most fun books from the series I really had a great time writing was Mission Costa Rica. That was so fun for me to write because it took me back to a trip I took to Costa Rica with my family, and I loved all the wildlife and animals and different things. That was really fun. Okay, they say Amari loves to code. That's wonderful that you are able to do that. And especially nowadays, there's so many opportunities with jobs with coding and things. So that's a great skill to have. Okay, let's see what's going on there. Yeah. But as I was saying, Mission Costa Rica was one of my most fun books to write because it took me back to time when I was in Costa Rica with my family. And there we saw a lot of monkeys that are called howler monkeys that made this really loud guttural noise that was really kind of scary. And so that was my inspiration for some of the scenes in that book that you see. Okay. Now remember, the more comments you get, the more entries you'll have in drawings for prizes. And I'm going to be drawing a prize in just a few minutes. So I loved hearing the comments. So Reese's sister, Rihanna, those are beautiful names. Okay, you love Queen of the Bee. I've seen that name too, and I don't know how to pronounce it. I've seen it written and can't pronounce it, but I love those names. You may see that in one of my upcoming books. Okay, Mission Costa Rica. Kelly, I think that's Kelly and Ava, Mission Costa Rica. Oh, you're twins. Oh, cool. That would be a cool book to have some twins in the series. And yeah, those are cool names. So let's see what else we've got going on. So we've got the games coming up. See, they're written out, so I don't want to give you any kind of tips right now. But all of you guys have a lot of entries, that's for sure. So you're sure to win. And something else I love to do when I have my parties is I have cupcakes. I get all kind of good goodies. So this week I've been having a good time. I went to my favorite bakery, got me some cupcakes. So I'm kind of happy that all the virtual time's over because I may be putting on some pounds celebrating the release of this book because I've just been so happy to get it out. And it reminds me of times that my kids went to camp because they did a lot of the activities that you see in the book. They got on the blob, the little swimming thing that I describe, and they did a lot of the things that you'll see in the book. And in most of my writings, a lot of them are inspired by things that I've done or things that my kids' experiences that we've had as a family. So even though they're fictional, a lot of them are kind of based on things going on. Okay, so Kelly, you guys have got the books and the coloring book. Thank you so much. And you know, this summer I came out with a Sophie Washington super fun activity book that has activities based on all the books and coloring sheets. And on my website, tonyaduncanellis.com, I have free book discussion questions, coloring sheets, and activity sheets that are free for you to download. So if you want to check those out to go along with your books when you're reading, you can print those out for free from there. So, okay. So it's great to see you all and talk to you. Thank you for all your support of my books and series. Thank you for all of that. And I'm really most excited to see all of you excited about reading, because that's something that I love to do and have loved since I was the age of most of you guys. Really, from the time I could learn to read, I read all the time. My mother would take me to the library. I'm from Louisville, and I go to the Louisville Free Public Library every week, and we'd come with a bag of books, and I'd read those and then get more. So that's really what I want, is to inspire young people like you guys to read and to love reading and be excited about reading. So that's what I'm happy to see. So I'm going to pop off, and I will be back in about 5 minutes. So in a few minutes, I'm looking at my time here, there will be a game that comes up on my site. So when you get on there, you play your game, and then you're going to have a chance to, I'll be putting in a winner. So the next post that I'm going to have another post on, I'll be announcing the winner of the first prize, and then you can continue on to win some more prizes. So I want to thank you guys for coming to my virtual party. Thank you for supporting the Sophie Washington series, and I hope that you will be checking out Sophie Washington Class Retreat if you don't already have it. And stay on my Facebook page for some more games and chances for prizes, and I'm going to be on again in person a little bit later. So thank you guys, and I'll see you in just a few minutes.